Sometimes a new perspective or a piece of wisdom that comes across our consciousness can make a big difference to that burning question or that deep desire that we have in the back of our minds or our hearts. So keep an open mind today, because we are going to explore how to navigate the complexities of life. We're going to talk about how to nurture our own growth and gain clarity and direction for achieving our goals. So today's experts are ready to share with you their simple steps to creating that great impact and growth to get our goals. So let's go say hi. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Laura. I'm Lisa Hannigan. I am a virtual engagement specialist. I'm the founder of Glimmer Learning. You can find me on LinkedIn and Facebook and glimmerlearning.com.
Great to have you, Lisa. Hi, Nyana.
Hi, I'm Nayana Sen. I am the founder of Ain't Afraid to Grow. I'm a blogger, a podcaster, an entrepreneur, a mom, many things, but I'm happy to be here.
Great. And where can they find you online?
Ain'tafraidtogrow.com.
Love it. Thank you. And hi, Kanisha.
Hi, Laura. Hi, everyone. I'm Kanisha Baynard. I'm an author, productivity strategist, and a creativity coach. And you can find me at boldlivingtoday.com. And I'm coming to you from the Bay Area in Northern California.
Great to have you, Kanisha. So we have a robust topic here today. So let's hop in and talk about these strategies and steps to gain impact and growth. So Lisa, I thought I'd ask you, how can people create a greater impact?
Well, I always say Glimmer. So I created an acronym, and it evolves around the name of my business, Glimmer Learning. And I'll share two of the techniques that I share with my clients. So the first one is G of Glimmer. And that has to do with grand opening. So really it's about making a great first impression. So really it's that grand opening of being on the virtual stage. So I teach techniques and starting really with the basics. So lights, camera, audio. If you think about the good old fashioned basics, we need to start somewhere. Really, it's about checking your lights, checking your camera and your audio before every virtual setting, every virtual event, making sure you're camera ready and you're going to look fabulous. And then obviously there's that virtual presence, being in the right mindset, being in the right mood, and just really making that great first impression, because it's no different on the virtual stage than it is in person. And then that L stands for linking to your audience. So this is really critical for making an impact. You need to be engaging, but in order to be engaging and to connect to your audience, you need to know your audience. And that involves a little research. You need to know what type of messaging you're going to use, having a great visual strategy, and really being able to know how to talk to them and to speak to them, so that not only are they there for your content, but they're there for you. They have to want to know that they're going to want to work with you. Maybe you're going to be a coach for them, or you're selling them a product. Why do they want you? Not just your content, but you. So that linking to your audience and making a great impact through that is very critical.
And I hear a lot of preparation in all this. Make sure your presence is right and you've prepared with that research so that you know what to say that connects to them.
Definitely planning and preparation, two very important factors.
Excellent. Okay, great. So Nyana, I wanted to know from you. So we're preparing, but even before we get to preparing, because Lisa said you have to be like in a good mood and bring that presence, what is a simple personal growth step that could have a lasting impact?
Well, for me, life is really simple, right? But I think for everyone, life is simple, but what we do is make it complicated and find reasons to make it really as complicated as humanly possible. We come up with checklists, plans, pros and cons. We think things through. And then if we stop overcomplicating everything and just ask yourself one simple question, does it make you happy? Yes, do it. If not, no more energy should be wasted on that. And that's about as simple of a thought process as I have. I no longer rely on lists, checklists, or anything else. I just say, is it going to make me happy? Is it contributing to my growth? And if it's not, thank you, bye. Well, actually, the song is Thank You, next, right? So,
yeah. That's great. because even if you were to take it as speaking engagement, like Lisa's saying, you're trying to prepare, but it's not making you happy, that's going to come across. You're not going to be able to do what Lisa just said. So that one question, although it seems simple, is quite profound. Does it make you happy? It's profound. It's really wise approach. Okay, so Kanisha. So, all right, we have this question, does it make you happy? We have these techniques to connect and to be prepared, but what if we're feeling discouraged, or what do we do when we're faced with the stuff of life? How can people still get to their goals and make an impact?
Yeah, I love this question. And I think back to what Nayana just said, specifically around overcomplicating things. And I always encourage people to just take a pause when they're feeling discouraged, or if they feel like things are too difficult. And in that pause, you can take time to focus on being the answer instead of finding answers. We're always looking for something when we can just be it. And when I say be the answer, that involves providing support and solutions and tips, or a tool that's really standard for you, that comes easily to you, that links naturally to your talents, and it can be of service to someone else. Just something that really would take off some pressure or take off a struggle that somebody else might have. And when you focus on being the answer for someone or for a team or for a group, you can take time to review any feedback you have received about work you've done before, previous praise or accomplishments. You can look at how you impacted a community or an organization and how they've benefited from your expertise and talent. You could, create mini tutorials. Maybe it's a booklet, maybe it's a small video, maybe it's a live stream on something, and be a support structure for someone. And when you give yourself enough time to, really look inside and use your strengths and your talents to positively impact other people by being the answer, that will give you enough fuel to go back to what you were trying to do with your goals, to look at opportunities, to, feel better about yourself and better about what you can provide others.
And that's brilliant. That brings us full circle. And then you can get on stage and make that impact, reach your goals. It's beautiful. So, wow, what a rich conversation so far about these simple steps to creating greater impact, to growing past where you're at. So let's go in and learn a little bit more about who you are and what you do. Who do you work with, and what do you do for the people, Lisa?
Well, I work with leaders and established speakers, and it's really about helping them to increase the impact of their message and to maximize the results, so that when they're on the stage, they're really connecting and engaging at a higher level. I find that sometimes they get in this virtual space, and although they're really great at what they do and they're already established speakers, they kind of clam up. So they just need a little help and to get a little bit more confident in this virtual setting. And I help them work through that confident building, and also enhance and connect them with their audience at a greater level.
Fabulous. So how did you get into this?
Well, really, I've been in training and development for about 2 decades, and a while back I decided to get that official stamp of approval by going and getting my certification as a master trainer. And then I wanted to focus even further in the virtual arena. It just interested me, and the world of learning and development was going in that online direction. So I took what I learned and my experiences, and I decided I wanted to start a business because I just loved helping people. I love learning, and I knew a lot of people who loved learning. And then I had a lot of people coming to me asking me for help. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this a step further. And my husband supported me and really encouraged me. And so that's hence Glimmer Learning was born. And I take what I've learned, and I also build around those experiences. And I work with my clients, and you have to think about, there's definitely around technology, there's standard processes that you have to follow. But when I work with my clients, I share with them that I have to learn about them and what's going to really help them shine and grow, and what's going to be impactful for them. So it's really about creating a client experience that's going to make them shine on the virtual stage and create an impactful message that they can deliver confidently and be comfortable with. So it's really kind of a customized experience with tools and techniques that are standard, but then also customized to them. So I have a lot of fun doing it and I just love it.
It sounds like it. It sounds very valuable for making people shine and growing into their confidence. So thank you. And Nyana, tell us about who do you work with and what do you do for them?
Well, I like to work with kind of women that are at point in their lives where they need to change and they kind of don't know exactly where to go, because that's where I was, and it's kind of still where I am. That's where I'm going to live for the rest of my life. I'm not going to have it all planned out, and that's fine. But that's who I think I would like to work with, to help people get to the next level in their life and to become a better version of themselves, and to become comfortable in their own skin, really to live authentically and genuinely and just be happy in their space and in their life, and be okay with, people not being okay with who they are. But as long as you're okay with it, that's what's important. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very important. So how did you come to be doing this?
Well, I work full time, and I've done all the things that come along with that. I got married, I had a kid, full time work, but I was just kind of going down that path. I wasn't really happy, but it wasn't until my dad passed away that it kind of just changed me. I would say fundamentally just changed who I am. And that was the first time I really had experienced loss. I mean, I've had other family members pass away, but it just impacted me, and I just said, I'm not going to live my life like this. This is not my life and belongs to somebody else, and they can have it. I'm going to move on. So I sold this massive house I had. I started my business, which is coming along. So I'm excited about that. And then, the coronavirus came and changed the whole world. So I said, well, the training business I want to do isn't going to work right off the bat. So I'm going to kind of go virtual with that. And along with that, I launched a podcast and a blog at the same time. So really, I've been keeping myself busy, because I think otherwise I would be bored if I had nowhere to go and nothing to do in the middle of this life awakening, right? So here we are.
That's great. And I love your title of your podcast, Ain't Afraid to Grow, right?
Ain't afraid to grow.
Yeah. So good for you, because you're actually being that, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And let's go over to Kenesha. Kenesha, tell us about who you work with and what you do for them.
Yes, so I primarily work with teens and their parents, so primarily parents of teens and women in transition and creative entrepreneurs. And I basically teach people or groups how to disrupt unfulfilling patterns through creativity techniques so that they can be productive in the areas where they excel and what matters most to them.
Wow, that sounds fun. How did you get into it?
Well, my family relocated to California in late 2012, and I had initially launched my business. I am an educator by training, and then I decided to move into more of consulting so that I could have a more family-friendly schedule for my work. And so I was probably 4 months into the calendar year when my husband announced that we would be relocating to California. And it wasn't exactly the ideal time, but opportunities come how they come. And so I took a year off from my business, from working, just to figure out my next steps, to get my family settled, and just to really dig deep into what I wanted my next chapter to look like and what I wanted to focus on. And in the middle of that, I just was, focused on my creativity, meeting people, and really getting back into serving nonprofits and volunteering and things like that. And on a whim, I went to our local library. I was always there with my kids anyway, and pitched the idea of doing a creativity workshop for them, for teens and their parents, because I noticed in the programming, most things were focused on younger children or parents with babies, or our more senior audience. And I just felt like there was an absence for our young people. And so that went very well. And the library was excited about it, and not even thinking about it and not even planning it. This led to additional workshops within an entire library district. I was thinking one building, one branch, and it led to additional speaking opportunities. And because of that exposure and the marketing just through the library, I caught the attention of a producer from the Dr. Oz show. And then I had an appearance teaching a creativity segment. And, it was only about 3 years between the time that I restarted my business and kind of on a creative whim. And then I was doing a national TV appearance.
Wow, congratulations. You're
you.
really living what you teach. All of you are really extraordinary examples of, taking those simple steps to getting greater impact and growing yourselves and then making that greater impact. It's really phenomenal. So you're all here as premier members of Women Speakers Association. There's a reason for that. I want to know what the value you're getting out of Women Speakers Association, because we love putting together women who are as dynamic and giving and generous and experts in your field together. So tell us what the value is for us, Lisa.
Well, I think the thing that I've enjoyed the most really is because I love learning, is that there's everything here. There's women from all over the world and in every field imaginable. So at any point in time, you can go through the group and connect with someone that knows how to do whatever it is that you're looking for, or whatever you're interested in, or if you just want to learn something new. And the other value I see, and this is a huge value, is everyone wants to see everyone else be successful in their business. So they're always offering opportunities for you to either collaborate or to be a guest on their podcast or whatever that might be. And I love that feeling of community. That's really special. And I see that is a huge value that I've gotten out of it.
Wonderful. Yes. And you're one of the global business connectors.
Yes. And that's taken a whole new, taken it to a whole new level, and to be able to connect other women to the Women Speakers Association. That's just been, that's been a world of opportunity for me, and makes me feel special to be able to do that.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for that. And Diana, what is the value of Women Speakers Association that you've been experiencing?
Well, kind of to go along with what Lisa was saying, it's that, sense of community. I think I could have joined a speakers bureau to kind of get started, but then I wouldn't have had the support and the resources that I have available to me now. And I would have been sitting here trying to figure out everything on my own. And I just, I'm at a point in my life, I don't want to do that. I think I'd rather just learn from people who have gone before me, who are already successful and doing the things I want to do. So there's some real value in joining this group. So it's for me, I didn't even think twice, and I'm excited to see where everything goes. So in my quest to become a professional global speaker, I think this is the best fit that I could have found. It actually found me, I should say.
Well, welcome. We're excited to have you as part of one of our premier members. And Kanisha, how about you? What is the value of Women Speakers Association?
Just like Lisa and Nayana have said, I really value being able to have a centralized space to find learning tools, to find resources from previous recordings, from other experts, and just the generosity of women trying to support each other is always something that's very motivational for me. And I know people are working hard and trying to do really big, bold, and exciting things. And I think a collective of women can always make that happen. And I really love the global aspect of our association because, I'm very active in my local area and I've done some national things, but the global aspect is very attractive because, we're stronger together. And I love building an empire that will positively impact so many more people.
And it really is a global network we have here at Women Speakers Association. It's a global, diverse, inclusive, collaborative, connected community. We have now like Lisa is one of the global business connectors. We have leaders who are stepping up saying, I want to connect more and deeper with you. So if you're interested in becoming a premier member or just finding out about us, get our speaker success plan, go to joinwsa.com, learn more about us, watch more of our WSA TV shows, but we welcome you in at any time that it's right for you, that you want a sisterhood to connect with. So thank you, Lisa and Nyana and Kanisha, today for your generosity, your resources that you spent, and the collaborative effort to make this show possible. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yay!